Hi there. It's 10 below zero and I'm froze. I'll just give you a little shot of what I'm seeing. Yeah, it's Michigan. The good news is it's making ice on the lake slowly with all the snow. It's having a hard time, but it is making ice, so I should be able to go ice fishing pretty soon. But until then, I'm not going to fish when it's 10 below zero and windy. I don't have a shanty, and we only get a day like this once in a while, so I'll find something else to do. I've got a project in the house to do, but let's just take a little walk around here. Seems like all I do is run the snow blower and fill up the wood stove with wood. Looks like by the end of February I'll probably be completely burned up all my split wood. I may go cut a little more wood this winter, but I do have a gas furnace. I don't really need to burn it, but I got all these dead trees. It just seems like a waste to leave it rot. And it gives me something to do in the mornings now that I'm retired and doing very little of anything. I put some food out here for the rabbits. I wanted to come out here and see if they had been eating it, but it doesn't look like they've eaten much of it. It's probably so solid. How could it not be? But I can see the tracks down there to it. Let me turn it around so you can see. Put some lettuce, some cabbage, carrots. Got a few animals around there. They've looked at it, they found it. As you can see, we've had plenty of snow. Icicles all over both the south side of the garage and the house. Most of those are because of that stovepipe there melting the snow around it. It just cannot make it to the ground before it freezes. I feel bad for these animals. There are a lot of them living underneath that brush pile, but nothing I can do for them except give them some food. Thank God they have a good coat on. There's a blackbird. The birds are the ones that amaze me. I don't know how they keep from freezing solid. They're so thin. Their little legs, yikes. That's about it. Good day to do nothing, man. I'm gonna go upstairs, do a little measuring to see about putting a wall upstairs. I'll show you in a little bit. It's always been goofy. This is a goofy house, and that's the last piece that I never really liked. The only thing separating the bed and the bathroom is this little wall. Not much of a wall, but since they've tiled it, I really don't feel like tearing all this tile out of here and starting over.
Let's try it one more time. Give it to me. See, so he gives it to me. Then number of complete days in 1 million seconds. The cut song from Rent. So.
Okay, so I've found there's a rafter underneath there. There's a rafter there. There's a rafter there. Oh, it's just about on 16-inch centers. I went up along here, followed that rafter up with nails. There. Till I got clear to the top, and then I tried to find both sides of each rafter. Alright, so now I know where my rafters are. All the way down to there. Here's the next question. If I put a door here, I'm gonna have some kind of frame. To frame it, I have to hook to something. This is hollow. It's one big hollow thing. I won't be messing everything up. I think what I'll do is drop a line right straight down from that rafter up there. Well, first I better see where this line is in comparison to this existing wall. I'm gonna have to marry up to that wall. Well, I've changed my plan over and over again. Originally I was gonna build this wall up and then put a bookshelves all the way up it. But then I made a little drawing of what it might look like. I don't like the looks of it. So what I'm planning on doing is, the best I can figure, is I can put a 2x6 right on that right hand side rafter. Screw it in with big heavy screws all the way, and then bring this wall, build it on up, and attach it to that. I don't want to tear it apart if I can help it. So I'm going to do, I'm going to put 5/8 or 3/4 inch plywood across this whole face of this. And then when I get done, I'll drywall over it. Then I'll also attach this, drywall this, the little bit that's going to stick out. I'm going to attach the 2x4 here all the way up to that 2x6 that I'm going to have screwed onto the ceiling. I had to put plywood over here. There's nothing behind here. There's no stud or anything. So I used a piece of 1/2 inch, or actually almost 3/4 inch plywood. And then I'll drywall over it. Well, we had to make this square. That's just sitting in there right now. And getting ready to put some more studs in here. And I'll be done framing it, I hope. Luckily, the old drywall is slightly bigger, sticks out a little bit further than this. I'm hoping once of course this was a little, remember some of this drywall is tapered on the edge, and this way I can put some mud in here. I'll cut back some of this old plaster off of here, and I'll mud the tape right in it. And same way with here. I'll mud the tape in. Probably overthinking this whole mess. Here's where my drywall, and I've got some of these little corners that go in here, metal corners. I'll mud those in, and hopefully I can smooth this whole thing up so it matches. We'll see. You'll see. All I can do is my best. I had to do that, remember, because I had to tie into something. I put all these nailers in here. That way the bottom won't be loose. Nailers here. Nailers are important. Make an update here of what I'm doing. I'm putting the first coat of we call it mud. Joint compound on. Put these little metal strips, basically put joint compound right in here and then just squish it on, wipe it off. And I did that side a couple hours ago. I'm working on this side.